What's going on, guys? I hope you're doing incredible. Now, for today's Minute Motivation, I've got something very different to what I usually post. I've got a poem by my favourite poet named Rudy Francisco from his book Helium. And I read this poem, I was reading it the other day, trying to be reflective, and it struck a nerve. It hit me hard, and so I'm going to share it with you. It might take a while, but we'll get there. It's called Complainers. On May 26, 2003, Aaron Ralston was hiking. A boulder fell on his right hand. He waited 4 days. He then amputated his own arm with a pocket knife. On New Year's Eve, a woman was bungee jumping. The cord broke. She fell into a river and had to swim back to land in a crocodile-infested waters with a broken collarbone. Claire Champlin was smashed in the face by a 5-pound watermelon being propelled by a slingshot. Matthew Brobst was hit by a javelin. David Striegel was actually punched in the mouth by a kangaroo. The most amazing part of these stories is when asked about their experience, they all smiled, shrugged and said, "I guess things could have been worse." So go ahead. Tell me you're having a bad day. Tell me about the traffic. Tell me about your boss. Tell me about the job you've been trying to quit for the past 4 years. Tell me the morning is just a townhouse burning to the ground and the snooze button is a fire extinguisher. Tell me the alarm clock stole the keys to your smile, drove it into 7 a.m. and the crash totaled your happiness. Tell me how blessed are we to have tragedy so small it can fit on the tips of our tongues. When Evan lost his legs, he was speechless. When my cousin was assaulted, she didn't speak for 48 hours. When my uncle was murdered, we had to send out a search party to find my father's voice. Most people have no idea that tragedy and silence often have the exact same address. When your day is a museum of disappointments, hanging from the events that were outside of your control, when you feel like your guardian angel put in his 2 weeks notice 2 months ago and just decided not to tell you, when it seems like God is just a babysitter that's always on the phone, when you get punched in the esophagus by a fistful of life, remember, every year, 2 million people die of dehydration. So it doesn't matter if the glass is half full or half empty. There's water in the cup. Drink it and stop complaining. Muscle is created by lifting things that are designed to weigh us down. When your shoulders are heavy, stand up straight and call it exercise. Life is a gym membership with a really complicated cancellation policy. Remember, you will survive. Things could be worse, and we are never given anything that we can't handle. When the whole world crumbles, you have to build a new one out of all the pieces that are still there. Remember, you are still here. The human heart beats approximately 4,000 times an hour, and with each pulse, each throb, each palpitation is a trophy engraved with the words, "You are still alive." You are still alive, so act like it.